Boom. Super quick. Always looking to get up in front of his opponent. Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going to be reacting to Merab sparring against former champion Aljamain Sterling. This clip is from about a year and a half ago. Not too much has changed from Merab's game. In this clip, we're pretty much going to be talking about what he does right and how he could potentially beat Sean O'Malley on their upcoming bout this Saturday. Let's go ahead and watch this clip. All right. Very fast jabs. Boom. Super quick. Always looking to get up in front of his opponent. Looking for those takedowns at all times. Oh, not always, but seems to prefer to start his offensive scheme with a disengagement. Accidental eye poke. Just something that happens in sparring. All right, so some of the things that I think that Merab really does that I think is pretty interesting is the fact that he is never ever sitting down on his base, and that's not something new. I mean, everybody who watches a Merab fight knows that Merab is gonna try to create as much output as possible. That's how he's been able to win fights, and that's why he looks so dominant, you know, against some of the best bantamweights in the UFC so far, is because he does so well, you know, with using momentum to try to get himself into the positions wherever he can use his wrestling to get points on the damn scorecard, which is very impressive. Nobody so far has been able to do a good job at controlling Merab's output, and I think the biggest thing that gets Merab into having a lot of momentum in the fights is the fact that he never ever sits down on his base. Like, if we go ahead and pay attention at the beginning of the round, as soon as Merab gets into the 50-50, he is jumping around on his base. He is not sitting down at all. Let's go ahead and watch this very quickly so you guys get a clearer understanding of what I'm trying to say. So the round is about to start right now, and as soon as it starts, boom, jumping around, not sitting down on his base. His disposition, his body language screams output. It screams, I want to do something, right? His disposition, which is his body language, is not the same as Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling has a much more planted base, completely different from Merab. And I think that that's the secret behind Merab's output. It's the fact that he's never ever sitting down on his base, and he uses momentum physically to get into those wrestling positions so he could pretty much get some good scoring points on that scorecard, and that's how he's able to win rounds very efficiently and overall win the fight, right? And I think that this is a very smart thing that Merab does. I think this weekend is going to be again not sitting down on his base, but let me get back to the point that I'm trying to make. This weekend is going to be very important for Sean O'Malley on whether or not he's able to control Merab's base, because that's going to be the name of the game. Is if Sean O'Malley is able to do a good job at just making Merab chill chill the fuck out. That's gonna be the question from start to finish. Can he make Merab just sit down on his base even for a split second? Can he get him to sit still? That's gonna be a big thing in this fight. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. I think that the last person that did a decent job at controlling Merab's base was Peter Yan, until Peter Yan just wasn't able to pretty much have any more output, especially in the early rounds. He made himself, get into some pretty bad positions from the wrestling perspective, but I think that he was doing a decent job in the early rounds, specifically rounds 1 and 2, at least making an attempt to control Merab's base, right? Which obviously didn't work out too well for him. He pretty much ended up losing that fight very, very decisively. But at least he's the only fighter that I've seen so far make a okay attempt at least trying to control Merab's base. But yeah, the name of the game this Saturday, in my honest opinion, is gonna be on two main things. Can Merab, continue to use his momentum to get into these wrestling positions, and can Sean O'Malley do a good job at controlling Merab's base so that he could pretty much force Merab into become offensive, so that Sean O'Malley could do his bread and butter's technique at being a long, lanky counter fighter and land some shots that could potentially put away Merab Dvalishvili. That's how I pretty much see it. The strengths are no secrets for both of these guys, right? They're obviously going to use their strengths to try to win the fight. There's no point of us just going into very, very small partials about everything. I think in a macro sense, there's a higher likelihood of Merab trying to use his wrestling to win the fight, and Sean O'Malley using his striking to win the fight. Now, we could go ahead and break that down even more, but we are going to be talking about this in much more detail later on this week, because we are going to be having an entire card breakdown. If you guys want to go ahead and watch that video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, it's a pleasure. Subscribe to the channel. Peace out and have a good one.